Friends and patriots, friends, patriots, lovers of liberty, cephalogical fans of all stripe, this is the day. Show of hands, give me one word to explain, to explicate, expatiate, describe, limn, the level of excitement, the level of panic, the level of fear, the level of excitation that you are feeling, literally, bruh. Literally. Wait a minute. Carla, the cooking CEO, says, Happy Tuesday. Let the reckoning begin. Here. I cannot explain to you how I am looking at this like I'm walking onto a battlefield. Because love is a battlefield. I think someone said that best. Love is a battlefield. And politics even more so, because this is politics. This has nothing to do with right or wrong or history or anything along those lines. This is a different story. This is different. This is a battlefield, the likes of which we can't even put into words. Let me give you a little bit of what you can look forward to today. We'll be going through this to assuage your fears, to deal with how you are handling this individually and the like. And then what we're going to do is we're going to also then pick up again at 7. You'll be seeing some interspersal drops along the way. And then we will watch at 9, all of us. Please make sure you have your X account. I don't know how to say this enough, but Twitter, we used to call it Twitter. Twitter is the only way to go. It is the way to go. And it is frankly the best means by which you can keep an idea of what's happening moment to moment as it unleashes. Let me give you, this is my please subscribe to my channel. You're going to want to do this because my humor, my whatever you want to call it, and the like, is biting. It is mean, but it is true. And it gives you a feel for what's happening immediately. It's a pulse. You see it actually throbbing, the information throbbing. Okay. Now, let me give you a word. You're anticipating this. You're nervous. You're scared. You're excited. You want there to be something, and you're not exactly sure what it is, but you want there to be some, as Carla said, some reckoning, something that is how do we say this? Something that shows the way things are. Now, I'm also torn in terms of telling you what you want to hear, what will happen. Because remember, most of the times on, YouTube in particular, and most, I should say this, most of the time people will always find things to say that are meant to make you happy, to tell you everything's going to be great. Could be great. I'm feeling good about this. But let's be honest. What is the reason for tonight's debate? What is the reason? Ladies and gentlemen, answer my question. And I put my Lionel Media, this is my Twitter link. Please subscribe. What is the purpose of tonight? Tell me. What is the purpose? It's the number one question there is. It's the number one question, and nobody's answering it. What do we want? What do you want to accomplish? What is it that you want? How do you win this? Who wins? What difference does it make? This is going to be the only debate there is. And try. If I could ask my dear friends to put your failed comedic attempt aside just for one moment. I know people I know people amuse themselves with their own particular wit. And I know you think you're funny. I know it. And I believe you. I believe you when you tell me that you believe you're funny, but nobody wants to hear it now. Not now. It's just not good. It's just not, no, not now. Wait till later. People love this. Oh, I'm so witty. You're not witty. You're not funny. Not now. What's the purpose of this? Is it really to persuade? Is it really to persuade anybody? Do you think anybody's going to be changed? Do you think? Do you think? Do you really think? What does this mean? The future is the past and we all lie, boo, rely. I don't know what this means. I have no idea. You might want to look at you might want to just, look when you're typing something. I'm just saying. What is this? What is the purpose? What is this? What is it? It's to destroy. No. Make her cry. No. Dennis, do you mean this? Is this your idea? Seriously, Dennis, do you think make her cry? Is that you being funny? Just answer me. If you thought it was funny, I understand. It's okay. Didn't work. But is it seriously? This is the most serious event in recent history, and you weigh in with make her cry? Are you serious? There may be a few undecided. Yes, George. Indeed. To horrify. You're onto something, Susan. You're onto something. Deafen, again, English, I have no idea. Total destruction of the U.S. is the purpose of tonight's debate. Put a light on the facts. I love this. Sown more. I don't know what this man is saying. Are you loaded this early? I'm just saying it's okay. It's okay if you are. Get help. Get help. To show who is presidential. Now we're getting somewhere. Maybe. See, this is the most important thing in the world because you realize when we go through this exercise, you're going to come to the realization that you really don't know. We really don't know what this is. Policy? Not really. Expose the fraud that she is. What do you think she's going to expose? What do you think tonight that she is going to say? What? What is it? And I'm serious. I really want to spend some time because you're being led into this and you're saying, okay, what are we here for? What is the purpose? How do we know we have won? Who wins? I really want. Carlos Danger says is yes. Let her talk a little bit. I love this. Should he be presidential? Should he be deferential? Should he be respectful? Should he act presidential? Or should he go in for the kill? Sit back and think of this one because nobody really thinks about this. Nobody really is thinking about this. Nobody is really, really, really thinking about this. Nobody. Remember, you're watching this, and what's going to be that? Ooh, wow. What's going to be the moment tomorrow where they say, ooh, she didn't say that one. That's the question. What is it? What is that moment? What is that moment where when she says it, the whole country says, oh, okay. All right. Now. Okay. Wow. Whoa. I didn't really know because she has not said a word for 50 something days. The last time was what with that Dana Bash, that moment of whatever that thing was. What is it? What is that moment? What is that moment that you can bring up that nobody's ever heard before? You want to bring up the border? They've heard about the border. Well, you said you've never been to Europe. They heard this. What are you going to say that nobody else has heard? Crypto says to hold her hand falling on her face. Okay. Interesting. What is the thing she could say that you never heard before, that nobody heard before, that somehow says, ooh, I didn't know that. Wow, wow, wow. Hey, this is, ooh. What? What is it? What is it? Now, this is one thing that Gloria brings up. This is what I said. Ask her if Gaza is genocide. Oh, my God. Better yet, do you agree? Do you agree with your leftist cohorts at Gaza that Israel's committing genocide? Force her hand. What do you think? She'll lose. Remember, this will put a because you want the uncommitted. You want the uncommitted. You want those people not to show up and vote. That's what you want. Now, there's something going on right now, which also I told people, and I can't believe the number of people who don't know this. Springfield, Ohio, 8 Haitians with eating ducks and kittens and pets. Now, whether this is true to an extent, I don't know, but junk yogurt, that bilious speaker of somebody, I believe, I don't know whom he represents, is taking great offense when people are talking about this. So bring it up. Bradley says, Kamala runs and hides when she is embarrassed. Then she kicks her help in private. She is not a leader. She is a coward. All Trump needs to do is 555. Okay. Is that going to necessarily work? See, we know this, and that's great. How does he convey that? Right now, as we speak, wait a minute, Evan Webb says, I have no more humor with politics. Seems that nothing ever changes. If Trump does not win and if we get no change, then we keep going down the road of divide and conquer. Debate for maybes. Yeah, that's right. Maybe. It's also becoming sometimes that's pro forma. It's become basically some titular rite of passage. Listen to some things that don't age well, shall we? This is one that you might want to listen to old Kamala.
That is why also, starting with our
Let me try this again.
That is why also, starting with our administration, we gave TPS, temporary protected status, to Haitian migrants, 55,000. And then more recently, we extended 55,000 to Haitian migrants, 55,000.
55,000.
And then more recently, we extended temporary protected status to over 100,000 Haitian protected status to over 100,000 Haitian migrants for that very reason, that they need support, they need protection.
Wow. Now, as we speak, junk yogurt on the young turds is saying, stop talking about this. Stop saying, stop. For the love of God, stop doing this. Stop bringing this up. It's racist. It's racist what you're doing. It's wrong. It's just wrong. For the love of God, stop doing this. Stop. You can't keep bringing this up. Nobody, there's no evidence of anybody eating cats or. Yes, there is. What are you talking about? Yes, there is. No, there's not. Stop bringing this up. For the love of God. This is what they're saying. They're actually saying this. That is the thing which kills me to no end. And this is the best part. So what I did was I put up this little video. It's nothing really extensive to an extent. And it brings up this, and I want to bring this to your attention. There we go. And I gave them a kind of a sample of what I thought. And if you go to my Twitter or X, I can't call it X, my X file, you will see this. Look, I want you to do me a favor. I don't ask much of you. In fact, I never ask anything of you. But for the love of God, would you please stop mentioning Springfield, Ohio, and cat butchering and
Yes.
eating and kidnapping pets, and the waves of Haitians, especially going after pets. This has hit a nerve among the hypersensitivity regions of the radical left.
Yes.
I mean, nothing that you say, for reasons I will never understand, nothing that you will or can or did or should say has ever hit that patellar pain reaction like your incessant jokes, including you, Elon Musk, referencing Trump saving cats and ducks. For the love of God, don't you know these people, and I mean the lefties, the radical left, the intellectually bereft, these emotionally incontinent lefties, these radical left folks, they take great umbrage at this. And according to people like Maxine Waters, if you mention Haitians, and I know you're asking, well, why shouldn't I mention Haitians? Because we're talking about Haitians. But if you do, that is, of course, per se racist.
Yes.
Even though the legions of citizens who have appeared before the Springfield fathers and city fathers and city councils are African American. So please, I ask you, stop this. It makes them very upset. So just remember, every time you post a picture, AI generated picture of Trump, dressed like Rambo or saving a kitty, or any jokes involving the, what would you call this? Ailurophagia. I'm really pushing it now.
Ailurovores.
It drives these people crazy. So I'm only going to say this one more time. Stop referencing this. Stop retweeting and stop posting these pictures. Okay? When I bring this up to people, people think I'm kidding. People think that's not a serious. Oh, yes, it is. It's very serious. It's a very, very serious issue. Barry Cunningham yesterday has a meme like you said all this time. It said they are coming for your pets. I'm standing in the way while he's holding a duck and a cat. Yes, this is very, very serious. The Haitians could be her downfall. Well, I don't know if it's her downfall, but you see, sometimes things work. And there are people. This is the story that's so shocking. So shocking. It's this, what? You want to, what? As we speak, did you hear about Washington, D.C. last night? Who heard about D.C.? Anybody? Notice how they contained that a little bit better. They had looting, and they were breaking into Gucci stores. Of course, looting and stealing always accompany. Looting and stealing always accompany the statements that are made regarding a particular, political cause. They always, theft and larceny always play a role in this. Isn't that something? Bradley Oblin says Trump could treat her like the spoiled child that she is. Baby, it's not your time. Maybe later. You have some talent, but not now, baby. Maybe you should try the Senate again. We needed alternate views. Yeah, that'll be real. That'll be real effective. Referring to her as baby. That'd be good. That'd be good. Now, again, what I want you, and I think you're realizing this, is you're asking for the first time the most important question there is: what is the purpose of tonight's debate? And many of you honestly are saying, I don't know. I honest to God don't know. I don't even know what it is. I don't know. See, what's the purpose? What happens? There were times, believe it or not, when momentum can change, you can really, do certain things. The idea is, let me go back to this again. Politics has nothing to do with science. So what says Born and raised in Brazil, moved to the U.S. age 26, hating America based on my indoctrination. Became a citizen at 32, now 51, living in Australia, and huge American defender. There you go. Australia needs absolute, and thank you, by the way. Australia needs freedom and the UK as well. See, this is so interesting. I still want to get back. I love to define rudimentary issues, to use the terms. Oftentimes we use the wrong term. I had this, you should have heard this debate the other day. I had this wonderful, somebody said, oh, she's a communist. And I just had it. I'm saying, define communism. Couldn't define it. Couldn't define it. Say, how are you calling somebody a communist if you don't know what? Well, it's I said, Honduras, Guatemala, Haiti. Look at Haiti. That's not communist. This is capitalism. What do you mean? People don't know. We need to explain things. We need to explain the rudiments of this. We have to understand also what is the basis, what is the procedure, what is the reason why we vote. How do we vote like this? And my friends, before we begin, let me just say, I just want to say, as I always do, to take this moment to mention our great fans, our sponsors at My Patriot Supply, specifically preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. Look, as I've said before, you are smart, you're brilliant, that's why you're here. And if you want to know the best place, the go-to, the site where you will say to yourself, I never knew these many people devoted this much time to emergency food preparation, that's what you'll do. Preparewithlionel.com, 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 and save right now on a $300 on a 3-month emergencies of food. It's a special. I call it the Mega Maga special. Preparewithlionel.com. That's simple, my friends. Evan Webb says, to show Kamala is not for the job, this is for the undecided. Hard to believe there are any. Yes. Thank you for that. Yes, there are. Let me tell you a couple of things too. One of the most important issues. Remember this. Remember, when you are talking about behavior, think about what people do who work in the restaurant business. They have location, they have lights, they have looks, they have themes, they've got menus, the size of the menu, the what do I say this? The color of the menu, the look, the bells, the all of these things that have nothing to do with the food. Have you ever seen a new joint, a new burger store? Say, hey, that looks good. And you haven't even been in. It just looks good. You know this. Dodger says, my mind boggles. People take Harris seriously. Yeah. Get ready for this one. But what is it that people like? What is it? What's this thing, Dodger? What is it? And you don't scratch your head and say, I just don't get it. No, you figure it out. You figure it out. You honest to God figure it out. Sometimes I got to tell you this. I will walk right around Times Square, and there are some places to eat that are really, there's just a little bit off of the side streets. Places that are some of the best, most interesting food ever, and somebody is sitting in a McDonald's. And I don't understand why. Why would you go? Why would you be at a Fridays in New York? Why would you go to an Olive Garden, some of the most incredible Italian food in the world, and you're going to go to an Olive Garden? I don't understand that either. I just accept it. Mon C says, it's about the people who vote for Kamala without knowing. Let me see if I can explain this to you. Better yet, You'd be surprised the people that I know who are voting for Trump, and they can't tell you why. They have no idea why. None. Tom Malloy says the gang leader called Barbecue was in charge of Haiti and has emptied the prisons just like Venezuela. They all got the one-way tickets to USA. Sauvage. Yeah. Remember Barbecue? That's funny you say that. Yeah. I forgot all about that. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. But let me just go back to something. It's fun to marvel, but don't become paralyzed by this. Remember one question. And this is something which really it may not mean that much to you. But Kamala and all of the radical left stood up and supported and defended this man who was out of his tree. Remember this?
This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America.
This is a man who is sharp, who is on top of his game, who knows what's going on.
He's smart. He's on his game.
His mental acuity is great.
This is a very sharp president.
And the people that I've talked to say he's as sharp as a tack. He's fine.
They say he's sharp.
There's not a problem.
He was sharp. He was sharper than anyone I've spoken to.
The president is sharp and he is tireless.
He is sharp
as ever.
And he's fine. All this right-wing propaganda that his mental acuity has declined is wrong.
His brain is good. He's still great.
He is sharp in meetings.
I believe the people who say that behind closed doors, Joe Biden remains sharp.
In meetings, Joe Biden is sharp.
He's sharp. He's fit.
There is nothing to these challenges, these suggestions that somehow he's not sharp. He's sharp as a tack.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death.
Actually, Joe Biden is sharper and has more mental acuity than Donald Trump, because more people believe that actually Joe Biden's mental acuity is better than Donald Trump's.
I mean, he's sharp he's funny, he's sharp as a tack.
Kamala Harris says he is up to this task. He's, sharp as a tack.
He's smart, he's energetic.
One of the themes this election cycle is that Joe Biden is too old to lead. And so everyone is seizing upon this. And it is a classic disinformation tactic. If you edit it in such a way, you can make it appear that he fits this narrative, that he is slow, that he is wandering off.
The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6.
Look at Biden.
I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. That he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
President Biden has proven himself to have a strong memory.
He has a great memory.
His mind is just as quick as ever.
He is sharp enough.
So Biden was sharp and on top of it.
President Biden is sharp. He's focused. He's bright.
The president is sharp as a tack. Sharp as a tack.
President Biden's doctors say he is in good physical and cognitive health.
Joe Biden, sharp as a tack.
The president was sharp as a tack.
The president.
I've got like 3 more minutes of this. These are the same people who say she's sharp as a tack. These are the same people she says. Now, let me tell you something, and listen to me carefully. For reasons I don't understand, CNN, for some particular reason, is showing a kind of an upsurge, dare I say, an upsurge in people actually coming forward and speaking the truth. Yeah, sharp and decline. There's Mon. Thank you for that. Evan Webb says, wow, yeah. They Dems lie so much. They do not know when to stop. Oh, you still have no idea, do you? You still, I'm not even, again.
It's very sharp because he is so sharp and he's on top of everything.
He seems right on top of it. The man is competent, alert,
fully cognizant, and sharp.
He's completely mentally sharp.
He's sharp. He's engaged.
He is sharp, he is engaged, and he is commanding.
I can't put you through this. I'm not even done with this. It is the most incredible story. But like I was saying, CNN, for reasons I shan't understand, all of a sudden with Jake Tapper the other night, really let Jamie Raskin have it. And Aaron Burnett actually was great regarding this.
So in 2019, in what K-File found, she said she would cut funding to ICE, writing, quote, "Our immigrant detention system is out of control, and I believe we must end the unfair incarceration of thousands of individuals, families, and children. I was one of the first senators after President Trump was elected to advocate for a decrease in funding to ICE."
Decrease.
Well, now, of course, she's touting the Biden administration's executive order to crack down on the border. K-File's Andrew Kaczynski joins me now. Andrew, that's pretty incredible on its own when you're talking about what you found here on ICE. What else did you find?
Yeah, and this was a questionnaire that she filled out for the ACLU, and this questionnaire is really an interesting snapshot in time of that 2019 Democratic primary. Kamala Harris was trying to get to the left of Bernie Sanders. She was trying to get to the left of Elizabeth Warren, and you really see that in a lot of these answers, and I want to walk our viewers through a little bit of what she said. Let's just take immigration and look at what she said here. She said on immigration, she made this open-ended pledge to end immigrant detention. She said she supported taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She also said she supported
taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She actually said she supported that.
She both wrote and answered in the affirmative when she was asked this. And she said she also supported it for federal prisoners. Now, she also pledged to slash immigration detention by 50%, close all family and private facilities, and decrease funding for ICE, and then the end ICE detainers with local law enforcement.
I mean, these are things that, you know, it would be hard to think that you would come up with taxpayer funding gender transitions for detained migrants, and yet this, as you say, written and verbally.
You hear that? This is CNN saying this. This is CNN. Now, this is. Let me tell you the good news about this. Somewhere we always talk about these people that are 100% for her. They don't really know. And say, yeah, that's true. They don't know. I understand that. But there is something that is happening here that is also very interesting. And that is that she has lost so much incredible momentum among the very people who were there to help her. Let me tell you, and listen to Uncle Lenny, period. The only way they win is if they steal it fair and square. You understand what I'm saying? That's the only way they win. Okay? They only win if they steal it fair and square. Crypto Domini says sharp as a dull tack. Our good friend Raul Rodriguez says the debate is to create a meme that will go viral. Yes. You see, my friends, it's so funny you say that. It's so funny. Raul's got it. There are things that are very, very simple. It is a patellar reflex. If I went back and I said, imagine going back and meeting Tony Schwartz or meeting somebody with like a Lynn Nofziger or Michael Deaver during the days of Reagan. You know, they had some imagery. We have a group of people who first and foremost, number one, and remember, if they steal this fair and square, it's over. And nobody wants to talk about this. Especially that Lara, Trump, and others. Ime says, word is Kamala is using Hillary Clinton's debate coach for prep. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Here's the other word. Ready for this? She is memorizing. She is memorizing. You don't just memorize, but that's what she's doing. She's cramming. She has, the word is they have about 15 or so topics that they have culled, and they know they're going to get it exactly from ABC. You know it, and I know it. Somebody somewhere is going to get it. It's going to be complete plausible deniability. They're going to say, we never asked for it. We never did. Yeah. But it's going to happen. They're going to get this. They're going to get this, obviously. Bradley Altman says, we understand why you support Biden. You had no choice. The big bad deep state are rough. Baby, thank you for your service, but we need you back in Cali now. Well, that may or may not work. But like I said, and I think Roland, thank you, by the way, Brad. What you're saying is 100%. But you do know you can't say that. You can't say that. Now, there's a couple of themes here. The first one is to ignore her. What'd you say? I said ignore her. How do you mean? Well, for example, you ask a question, but you don't even give her the chance to ask. Now, you actually said that you were for the Springfield, Ohio is a city of, this is, nobody even thought this was going. Springfield, Ohio is a city of 50,000 people. Black, white, you name it. Then all of a sudden you injected 20,000 or so more Haitians, and you were causing an absolute a screw up to the ecosystem. It's not fair to Haitians. And let me say something unequivocally, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I am telling you right now that I do not in any way, in any wise, question why somebody would want to leave squalor and poverty and come to the greatest country on the planet. I understand that. I don't blame them, especially when they're being handed money and debit cards and of course not. They're being placed as pawns. Remember when they would take these people and they'd send them over here and they'd send them to Nantucket and send them over here? It was terrible. So that's my thing. So you show compassion for the people. Number one, remember this. I never have anything to say bad about these people. I understand exactly why they're doing this. That's number one. Number two, my message to this country, and I do not, and remember, also referred to as my opponent. There's nothing worse than that. De-emphasize the personality. And my opponent is in between a rock and a hard place, between the Scylla and Charybdis. Sorry about that. This is my favorite right here, by the way. Let me show you this. This is it. This is the Feed Them More Cats. CAT''S. Feed them more cats what? Cat is apostrophe S. Cats what? Cats what? This is my favorite. I'm telling you, there's something to work with there. It's not funny. It's like the drunk in the bar. I'm saying it's free. You can say whatever you want, but work on this. I want to help you work on your delivery. It's not funny. It's not that it's mean. It's just not funny. Do better. Do better. You can do it. Edie Crowley says, you think things will be okay under Cam? I was threatened by an illegal on the bus yesterday for mentioning Tren de Aragua to a friend. Bold indeed. It's horrible. It's horrific. It's horrific. So that's number one. Number two, you got to ask people and work with me on this. I know it's not funny, but remember, you're sitting there. Do you want 4 more years of this to increase? This is mild. They're holding back. My opponent and her party, the Democrats, that's another thing which I forgot to mention. You don't even want to mention her. You want to say the Democrats. To remind people that she may go away. She may go away, but the Democrats are still going to be here. It's the Democrats. She's just a cog in the wheel. These aren't her ideas. She's just told what to do. She's told, she's handed a binder. These are your positions. Do you think this woman or this woman actually sits here and thinks at night and says or thought that the American people want an influx of Haitians of 20,000 to 100,000? Who exactly is my opponent speaking to? What constituent? Where? Show me. Show me where in this country are people saying we want more Haitians. Could be Haitians, could be anybody else. And there's something against the Haitians. They're fine people. But the point is, what are we doing? Do you want 4 years of this? So the question is before, do you believe she won't know what to do? That Israel, and my opponent will not be able to answer the question because my opponent is not, with all due respect, my opponent is not the originator of these ideas. My opponent is merely the conveyor of ideas. Do you believe that Israel, because right now the ICC, the ICJ, and leaders of the world, many people are actually getting together and they're saying that Israel is committing genocide. Do you or do you not agree with it? And it's a yes or a no. There's no, well, we got to do this and untethered by the past, whatever the hell that means. Answer the question. Answer the question. There was a piece yesterday, and I absolutely implore you to listen to this. It was Judge Napolitano, who was superb. And he had on Ralph Nader. It was yesterday's. One of the best. And Ralph Nader, you could hear, by virtue of his, but at age, you could hear some maturity in his voice. It's one of the most brilliant expositions, disquisitions, adumbrations, reviews of what's going on. It is just, it's incredible. And in this country, we're talking about, oh, they put a Palestinian flag up. They must be anti-Israel. It's like, America doesn't even understand any of this. Nothing. It was like during Vietnam, in the 50s, when people were saying, Dien Bien Phu, have you heard about this? This is not good. They're coming over here. Hey, Kennedy wants to send some advisors. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I mean, we could see what was happening, and then it was too late. Then it was too. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? Is the Lincoln Tunnel okay today, or? We had the Lincoln Tunnel was closed for an hour today. Okay, you might say, well, what, you know what that is? 90 minutes. You know what that is? Just 90 minutes. Do you know what a little bit of infrastructure? Whatever happened to the bridge in Baltimore? Whatever happened between, was it DC? Remember that one that was hit by that, whatever that was? Whatever happened? Was that replaced? Nope. You're going to have somebody from some group say, you know what, America? It's about time you understand what you're doing. It's about time you understand, because tomorrow is the 23rd anniversary of a date that occurred where we still don't know what happened. When I say we, I'm not talking about you. Well, we don't. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I know what didn't happen. This official narrative, but I don't know what happened. I have no idea. That one changed everything. And all it takes is one carefully placed attack somewhere in some part of commerce. And what are you going to do? What is my opponent going to do? Do you know what these people are about? Do you think right now, I know we can't do this, but I wish you could. Look at her. Imagine there has just been something very serious that has happened. And you have either an idea of who did it or not. And you've got to pick up the phone and call somebody. Maybe it's Mr. Putin, Xi Jinping, maybe it's Erdogan, maybe it's Macron. Who knows? I don't know. But you're going to have to stop what you're doing. And they're going to get a phone call from you. And they're going to do one of two things. If Erdogan gets a call from me, you better believe he's going to say, I better take this call. You don't want to piss me off. Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, get along fine. Either Kim Jong-un, Go down the list. Go down the list. They'll listen to me. You can say whatever you want about me, but people respect me in the world. They are not going to play with me. They're not going to try me. They're not going to test me. Now look at my opponent. Look at my opponent. If she picks up that phone, she calls somebody. But it's not just her. It's all of us. Do you think the United States is respected today? Do you think, Vladimir Putin said something which was so, I swear to you, I think they should remember this. You should take I think it was in 2000, right when he came about. It was after Yeltsin, people were kind of laughing, and Russia was feeling really, Russia felt the way we did, I think worse, but after Jimmy Carter. And Vladimir Putin said something to the effect of, they will fear us. You are not going to laugh at us. You will hear that name and you will say, uh-oh. And they said, exactly. I want to find the words that hit home. I don't care about what works on paper. I don't care about what the history books will say. I want one thing and one thing only. They are going to forget when he was gentlemanly. They are going to forget when he was the president. When he spoke like a president. They will forget when he was deferential, or maybe when he was rude. They will forget all of this. What they're going to remember is this collective feeling where everybody in the world tomorrow, I want to be able to say, did you see that? No, tomorrow is my mother's birthday, or was. Happy birthday to you, sir. Listen to what I'm saying. Let me try this again. This is my goal. I want people to say, wow. Wow. That's it. Did you see that? I want them to drop, that meme where they drop the glasses, and the cigarette, ding, 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 ding. They kind of play that crip walk thing, and they, with the gold and it symbolizes the mic drop, the whatever. Do you remember when, very simple, in one of the most perfect timing pieces ever, President Trump was in a debate with Hillary Clinton. And she says something like, yes. And can you imagine if he was in charge? And all of a sudden he says, yeah, because you'd be in jail. That was it. It was the timing. The timing. It was so perfect. And people just said, oh, and they dropped the mic and they went crazy the next thing. That one moment. They're still playing it now. They're still playing well, I bought this microphone. This was Ronald Reagan going crazy. Well, there you go again. There we go again. Wow. Remember when George W. Bush was doing the debate and Gore was like circling him, and he gets real close, and George Bush says, how you doing? It's like, what are you doing in my space? There was a guy named Rick Lazio. You don't remember this, but it was a debate with Hillary for the Senate, and he got real close to her, and people said, you're being mean. It's like, Hillary being mean to Hillary. No. But that moment of, you'll be in prison. It's that moment. It's that moment. I hope he's got a writer. I hope he's got somebody who says, wait for this line to open. She is going to say something. She is going to say something about Joe Biden did this. And you're going to say, who wrote that line for you? Because that's not yours. Are you talking about another Joe Biden? Is there another Joe Biden? Something. People say, what? Is there another? Who is this Joe Biden you're talking about? Because that's not the Joe Biden I know. And that's not the Joe Biden we know. Is there another one? Because right now we've got a guy who most probably, as we speak, bless his heart, is theoretically in charge. Okay, because we have a permanent absent government right now. We have basically a government by committee, and he's face down in the pool of his own saliva watching Matlock reruns, okay? And eating Lorna Doones with some Haagen-Dazs because he's out. He's gone. You know it and I know it. Stop this lying. Stop lying to the American people. Oh, he's so sharp. How are we going to believe you when you stood before the American people the whole time and said, oh, he's great? You lied to us. How can you do this? How can you lie? How can anybody in their right mind say, how's he doing? What are you, blind? How about this? No comment. No comment. Which reminds me, years ago, I've had over the years clients who had a hard time with the notion of no contest, nolo contendere, no contest. And a couple of times, one time I heard this, and you have to get the plea correct. And if you don't get the plea correct, the judge has to reject the plea and enter it as a not guilty, which means you're sending it for trial. It's like, I don't want to do that. Say it correctly. And one guy said, I plead no comment. And they go, no. I go, Judge, one more time, please. Another guy said, I like this. I plead no context. It's like, ooh, a non-contextual plea. I like that. But my favorite ever was, I plead no conscience. I said, it's like the insanity defense, like a diminished capacity. It's a traffic ticket. I know, but he has no conscience. He doesn't remember. What am I talking about? Evan Webb says, we can't even talk about the great crime around America, the big lie. 23 years later, and we are almost toast. So sad. Indeed, we are. Look at what's happening, even in. Oh, I would love to say, and look at this. Have you been to Philly lately? Philadelphia, this is where it started. Do I have to remind you of this? This is it. Constitution Hall, Independence Hall, there it is. I mean, this is it. Tench Cox, Benjamin Franklin, everybody are buried there. Tench Cox, by the way, is one of my heroes because he is the father of the notion of the militia. He's the father of the Second Amendment. Anyway, and there was a place called Kensington. And by the way, the new mayor is trying her best, but she's still a lib, but she's a lefty. And what are you going to do? But there was a place this looked like a movie set from the land that time forgot, just right down the street. How did that happen? We live in a world right now where great places, the great people of Los Angeles, and we've got a Democratic leadership there that says, well, that's okay. You've got the great people of Springfield, Ohio, begging, please help us. Help us. And what did we do? Sorry, you're a racist. You've got last night, just this week, there was looting. Would you tell me, anybody here, if you want to protest police overreaction, please be my guest. Do any of you fine people remember Martin Luther King ever looting a Gucci store or looting a liquor store to make a point? No. What is going on? When did we lose our mind? And the second question to ask, and I asked my opponent, do you believe there's a difference between men and women? What do you think about us? What do you think about a world we live in where a man goes into a boxing ring, beats the hell out of a woman, and we give him a medal? Do you want to live in that world? I don't. Do you want 4 more years of this? I don't. Do you want to like your running mate, Tampon Timmy, who decided to put tampon machines, feminine product, because of what? They were destroyed immediately. He didn't do this in order to deal with a rising problem. It's this lunatic world. Sarah Huckabee Sanders said it best when she said, this isn't about left or right. This is about normal and crazy. These people, they call me weird. They're crazy. Weird? They have to improve to elevate to weird. What is going on with this country? This woman has my opponent has been handed a binder. You're going to say this. And here is your pen, and you're going to sign this. We're going to bring in 100,000 new Haitians. Okay, sign this. All right, very good. Here's an executive order that's going to mandate that we have EV, okay, yes, and electric vehicles, yes. And so far, you've spent how many billions of dollars, and you've got 5 or less than, or 2 or 1 electric? Are you kidding me? My opponent has a Secretary of Transportation who spent more time imaginary breastfeeding on maternity leave than he did in his job. And speaking of which, her immediate job, this is true, President Biden has spent more time on vacation, 43% of his entire, whatever his tenure is. Now, America, do you want 4 more years of this? It's up to you. Do you think this is terrific? She has not been able to articulate anything. Her website, she didn't do it. I don't blame her. She's not in charge. But the people who are telling her what to do decided yesterday to put up something. And if you can understand it, congratulations, you're the one. Because we don't understand what is happening here. We don't understand anything that's happening to our great country. It is that simple. And one more thing. And I want President Trump to look out and say, and I want to talk to you right now about something personal. And this is what I hope he does. I hope he says, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go to mypillow.com and use promo code Lionel. I want him to say that. And you'll receive a free gift. Granted, tautological, but nonetheless, a free gift. And I want you to be a part of this. And I want you to understand specifically what is happening. And I want you to recognize the fact that mypillow.com is an American institution that has won the hearts and minds of Americans who want nothing more to luxuriate in freedom and with a level of panache and posh that, well, frankly, is unparalleled. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. Look at what they've got. Buy everything they have and use the promo code Lionel. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. So, my friends, tonight, white dudes for communism, LOL. You got to hand it to Johnny Ballgame. He tries. He really tries. Remember Billy Jack? Tom Laughlin? You know, Bernard, I try. I really try. And I try. Never write LOL. No man ever writes LOL. A man doesn't write that. And a man doesn't wear thongs or sandals or flip-flops unless you're at the beach or you're in the shower room of a gym. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Under any circumstances, don't do that. Please. For the love of God, don't do that. Please. I beg you. May not seem like much to you, but all you have is your decency left. All you have is your dignity. And if you're not going to look out for yourself, let Uncle Lenny look at it for you, okay? Please, do me just do me that favor. Stop that. For the love of God, stop it. Now, my friends, what a day we've been. What a rare mood I'm in. You know what we're going to do tonight, right? 7 p.m., we're going to meet in preparation of, oh, God, what do you think she's doing right now? She's memorizing. If maybe, or she maybe just doesn't even care. Probably doesn't even care. We're going to be meeting tonight at 7 p.m. per usual. Then we're going to watch it, all of us, at 9 o'clock. And then immediately afterwards, we're going to be meeting. Immediately afterwards, we're going to be meeting. Do you hear what I'm saying? Immediately afterwards. And it is going to be something the likes of which you can't imagine. This is going to be it. This is a time for us to be together. Make sure you bring all your friends. Tell them to come. Tell them to be a part of Uncle Lenny's Funhouse. Tell them. Bring them on board. Bring them on board. Please. Again, look at this. Words are worth commuting. LOL. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. LOL. Again, I don't know what that. Help this man. Somebody help Johnny. How about a welfare check? We love you, Johnny, but you're worrying us. You're frankly scaring us. You're writing in capitals the things that, frankly, cryptographers don't understand. It's a kind of a cryptolalia or something. It's very, very odd. Kind of a cryptic and nuanced lunacy. But that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Look at this. Faye is curled up right now in the fetal position with a box of Kleenex. You mean you are, or Kamala is, or Pops is? We don't know this. Mio Dei or Mio Del or is laughing out loud, which is very good. I've never laughed at him. Also LMAO, and then there's LMFAO, and then there's FAO Shores, and there's all other things as well, other ways. Right people throw communism around as lefty use Nazi. Yes, you're right about that. Absolutely. Trash Man says gato tacos. That is funny. That's what's that? Mangiagati or something. There's some new Italian chain of restaurants. Horrible. Right before they're eating cats in Springfield, Ohio. Think about that. And all of the great memes, all of the AI memes are just fantastic. Edie Crowley says Johnny is cool. On the far side, I love him. Oh, Johnny is there. Lionel is mad because I call a duck a duck. Ha. I like that. No, I like his style. He reminds me of like Brother Theodore, as kind of an acquired taste. You're not really sure at first, but you admire his spunk. Whatever you want to call it. All right, dear friends. Oh, let me see. What do we have here? So Edie, thank you so much. Mon C1200, Evan Webb, thank you. Bradley Opland, You Demand, Ime Green, Raul Rodriguez, Crypto Domini, Tom Malloy, everybody. He's there. Dodger 12. So what? One of my favorite hashtags. So what? Thank you. Let me see. I said Evan, Bradley, and Carla, the cooking CEO. Thank you so much. So, dear friends, are we all in? Tonight, we're going to be together. It's going to be a part of it. It's going to be something. Crypto says, what are you doing? What are you doing, men? How are you doing, women? Thanks, Uncle Lenny. Excellent. Crypto, we'll see you tonight, my friend. Don't forget. Also going to have some things in the meantime. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you are subscribed to Lionel Nation. More importantly, this is also critical. Make sure, my dear friends, that you are following Mrs. L right here. Hang on a minute. Right here there we go. At Lynn's Warriors. Can't say it enough. There's a link. Just click these links. Lynn's Warriors, and also follow her on her Twitter or X at Lynn's Warriors as well. She did some great stuff yesterday, and she does live. Make sure you are subscribed. Okay, here we go. Capitalism is the very best of communism. Ha! I don't know what that means. It's fantastic. Literally, no clue. But Johnny, I love you, brother. Now, let me tell you something. Don't worry about making sense. It's the spirit sometimes. They laughed at Jackson Pollock at first. They said, what is this? And then later on, you know what happened. Of course, nobody's ever replicated Jackson Pollock after Jackson Pollock, whose famous last words were, I was kidding. I swear to God, I was kidding. I didn't mean a word of it. All right, dear friends, we love you. Have a great and a glorious day. Get ready. Be fortified. Okay? Take a nap. Get ready, because tonight we're going to be going to the end. 7 p.m. per usual. And then immediately after the debate, we're on. All right, dear friends, we love you. Have a great and glorious day. Thanks so much for watching. And don't forget, these words of Monkey's Dead. The show's